pull off a similar performance today.
They need him desperately. Complexity going to be starting on the CT side, Navi on the T side, and here we go, third and final map. This would be one hell of an upset if they could do it. Complexity, and the rush is in. Out of the hut already, Navi are on the bomb site. Nice headshot, and JKS is there as well. Inside of the bomb site, following up. He's going to get one more kill before they finally take him down, and Navi absolutely wrecked trying to get into this bomb site. 2 versus 4. They should not have even a chance of doing this right now. They picked up the bomb. I don't know if they actually want to try and escape down that vent. It feels like maybe they want to. I'm shocked that they're even still alive here. S-Tag thinking about it, looking for it. Simple's got a kill. And back for more is S-Tag, leaving Bit on his own with the bomb in a 1 versus 3. And how does he make that happen? All right. It was just a joke.
Almost. A great stop from Complexity there on the site itself. JKS on top of the hut. A lot of players busting out the dualies here. JKS does it with a default pistol. Love that. Respect that. And those shots too. You got to respect those. S-Tag also carrying a little bit of that form over from map number 2. We're going to need to see a lot of that because Navi have an excellent T side on this map. But this round, it might not show too much of that. We've got a couple of pistols.
And a couple of tasers. Why am I seeing double tasers on the Navi side? What's actually happening?
Surely there's a play. Well, that was one of them.
Oh. And I think Perfecto was near the ramp with the other one.
Yeah, waiting for a push perhaps. But Blamef will dispatch Electronic as he's trying to find a little bit of a one-way there. Doesn't quite work out in his favor. And now Perfecto, he's just waiting for a reaggress. But in a 5v3, there's simply no need for the CTs to make any such movement. We'll just play the range game at this point.
I've been trying to popularize the run boosted Zeus, and no one ever takes me up on it.
No?
I can't get people to do it. But I could imagine on this map, you run boost someone off the silo, and they just fly down. They might die, but who cares?
If you get shot by one bullet, that landing will might kill you.
You just have to click the button before you die. It doesn't matter, right?
That's true. That's true.
You have to find someone, so
yeah,
it's a mission. Perfecto.
He's really committing to this.
Eventually, someone from his team is gonna be like, "Please, just stop this and just go."
They just said it.
Yeah, they were like, "Can you not waste our time?"
Yeah.
We want to get to the rifles.
Right.
All right. He's thinking about it.
Okay. 5 alive for Complexity. It's what you like to see on a round such as that. Now Navi have a chance to fight back. Expect to see some antics from Boomich. This guy is so mobile. He's so active on this map.
What would you say? What kind of team is Navi in terms of doing the smoke wall and going down secret most of the time, or doing the smoke wall and just using it as a prop to try and get yard control a lot?
They use the single electronic smoke at Mini a lot. That is the characteristic Navi play. You'll see the one smoke at the edge of Mini that frequently sets up electronic, and a lot of the rounds start with that. But we have what looks to be a more typical wall formation as Electronic makes his way outside, but he's got backup and Simple right over the smoke is able to find a first kill onto Poison. Big frag for him, and that allows Navi to have so much space in JKS. Ooh.
I actually think the delay killed Simple.
Yes,
I think if he had thrown it the first time, it would have just hit Perfecto and nothing else. Sometimes when you mess that up, it actually costs you the kill. This time it was perfect.
Yes.
Oh, and they've got a double setup down here. Now, I don't think... Do they know that there's a second player? It looks like Electronic does. Blamef will still pick up the kill, and that's the bomb. Could at least swap out for the AK. I don't know if he wants to stay and hard hold the bomb, but it gives space for Complexity to do something else on the map, and they're taking full advantage. This play from JKS is amazing.
I am loving this round from Complexity. It is a response on another response. The proactivity is really working out for them. JKS is getting behind these outside players. He's a little bit slow, though, and they have escaped his vision. So this may come down to the players that are holding the sites. Although, he found him. That's it. JKS finds the tap on a Boomich, and S-Tag is there for the 1-2 punch. A great bonus round from Complexity as they start up 3-0.
So well done. And again, this is the first nade that lands, actually, and does some fair bit of damage. This follow-up here is, yeah, blows him up. And yeah, so they wouldn't have known that there were 2 people there. I think he only saw 1, right? Maybe the raid, I don't know. Hard to say, but regardless, very cool. And then they use the fact that the bomb is down and they're slowed down to push JKS into the lobby and keep wrapping around. So well done.
Yeah, this is already looking like a great defense from Complexity. The fact that they do it with 2 is something you won't expect that at a secret push. That's very rare. It's usually just the solo guy.
Yeah.
And yet, Complexity, they catch those players off, secure themselves another round. And this time around, this is a typical Navi round. Just sending out Electronic on a little bit of a solo mission towards outside, and he's so good at it, but JKS has to do a lot now, and he got caught off. Great flash, but S attack, 2 kills from the opposite vent, and Poison rings in an op kill.
And that last op kill is mega important. Otherwise, it's a 3-on-3. They have the Tech-9s. We're going to get the bomb down. This at least makes it a little bit more doable. Poison's running right in. No fear at all. He legs Electronic. Well, he at least did some damage. Maybe that was someone else, actually. Couldn't have been the leg. Could it? Simple with a headshot on top. And Blamef now stuck in the vent. What an awkward round. A little bit of a Molotov there to try and clear the way. But the AWP has been picked up by Simple, and he's not going to fail that shot. Man, I can't believe it. What actually damaged Electronic in that moment? I don't even know. But Navi win the round off of just a very plain rush.
Yeah, that works out way better than expected. And you think that in the 3v2 that this should be controlled by the CTs, but Poison legging Simple here it's just one of those little misses that costs everything. If he hits it in the chest, that's it. That's the round done and dusted. But Navi always have a trick up their sleeve, and they have so much skill across the board that you just can't count them out in those kinds of situations. Now, Electronic on his lonesome towards outside, looking for something, but Poison made an active play towards HUD, and he gets punished for it.
Yeah, Perfecto finding the first kill of the map for himself. Very good stuff. And they're going to be down secret with 2 people holding lobby. So good setup to hit that B bomb site if you want to. But it's not a given, right? Sometimes people go down here and they come back up out of the vent. If you get the right kill on the A side, you can still switch it around. Use the vent the other way, as it were. Tag. Bit of an off angle, but Simple patiently waiting on the other side. And now 5 versus 3. Things are looking real good for Navi right now.
Yeah, there's not too much for Complexity to do here. They're all up on the upper site, and Navi are more or less clearing out lower at this point. Complexity could try to find some guns. They still have this 2-man stack around ramp, or at least one, but doesn't find the kill. Although Blamef's still waiting, so that's some money at least in his pocket. But this is a Navi round. Good stuff from them. Outside play working out for them, and that aggressive play from Poison. It's got to be some props directed towards Perfecto and the fact that he's able to catch that, because that is a pretty hard fight for the rifle.
Yeah,
especially with a guy like Poison on the other side. You expect that he's going to hit a lot of those flicks.
Wow, they just found the AWP. And they have an AK. I mean, if they can get out of this round with that, that's quite something to steal away. But yeah, Navi right back into the mix here. No real delay in recovering the first part of the half here, so they're doing all right on their own. It's kind of tricky because the way that Poison is playing in general and his style of AWPing, I kind of expect him to just try and take the fight to Simple. But and I mean, if you don't, you're giving so much yard control over to Navi if you don't fight Simple. But if you do and you keep losing that fight, that's not really going to be working out better. So what would you say if you're Poison here? Do you just forget about the fact that you're playing Simple and just go for it anyway?
You have to. If you just give up space, you're going to lose. Navi are too good once they have space in converting it on this map. They're so good at just putting all the moving parts together. They're so good at just wrapping everything and finding every possible opening. And if you just give one right at the beginning of the round, you're destined to lose. It's not a sustainable way to play. And Poison, though, challenging bit. He made it down the vent. Nice quick scope from him. It's a huge kill to find because it secures this lower position.
And good communication from a teammate. If you miss them jumping down the vent like that and it never gets called out, that's a disaster. So well played all on that front. That's all they have, by the way. Deagle, AK, and an AWP, and they just found a kill out there. Now the AK's on Blamef as he's deep in the garage. Now they're coming for him, but if they don't check it all the way, they do, and he still gets the kill. Next up in line is going to be that AWP on Simple. He's kind of walking around with the bomb out here too, but this could actually get very awkward. If they can't get rid of Blamef out here, and if he's going to find another kill, that just could be a very, very bad sign. Boomich sneaking in, but that's just a USP gone. That's actually kind of okay. They can deal with that. JKS is next to False, did a 3-on-3. And that AWP, that's a nice read from Perfecto, though. That makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, and Blame, 16 HP. They know about his position. Simple will take him down here. Turns away. And now Cold remains with an AK, but Boomich puts it together. And once again, Perfecto does a great job on that lobby hold. There's a lot of players that are approaching him from different directions. This did get a little bit dicey for Navi because Blamef was able to stay alive in this position for so long. It creates so many different crossfires. There's so much potential for Complexity to play off of that, but Perfecto performing very well in the lobby, and Boomich finding that heaven flank kind of sealed the deal.
This is kind of a slightly older reference by now, but I mean, one of the archetypal players for me in playing Yard the way that Blamef just did is actually Get Right. When back in the heyday of NIP, because obviously you get a bunch of kills out there, but also even if you didn't, you just had to spend so much time looking for him. It's just it's a resource on its own having to find that Yard player. And Get Right back in 14-15 was incredibly good at that.
Even earlier than that.
Even earlier, yeah.
12 to 15.
Yeah, his reign of terror out there is long.
Yeah, good 3-4 years of Get Right just controlling that position. We'll see if Blamef is able to replicate that. Needs to find some of that form to try to control it, because Navi have been doing an excellent job in the last few rounds at taking that space and using it to the fullest effect. But Navi have burned down a lot of clock in this round. There's 50 seconds left, and they don't have too much to show for it.
Yeah, but they might have been, I guess when you do that normally on Nuke, you're sort of expecting a lobby crunch or some sort of aggression out here by the red container. They've got none of it. 40 seconds. It's been a while since I've seen like a real Navi round where they just run out of time. We're overdue a Navi round, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they've kind of faced their demons and seemingly defeated them in terms of the clock.
I will never believe that about Navi. I've seen it so many times. I don't think it's true. 20 seconds left, Maui. Do you want to reconsider that?
There's still time. There's still time. They're running at Poison right now. Oh, they are on him. 12 seconds, though, and they still have to get into this site. Blamef is the lone defender, and Simple takes him down. 6 seconds remain, and Navi are planning the bomb, but oh, SSAT can stop it right here. No, he can't. Doesn't quite get the bomb stopped. Taps it out, one-on-one, and Electronic finds the kill. The most Navi around, but that's the difference. Navi today versus the history of Navi.
The 1 second difference.
They know how much time they need now.
Yeah, but I am fine with that. I think that round is so cool because you're right. They have just exactly enough time. I'm fine with it. The problem becomes when you the other version of it, where you're in the bomb side and it's 3 seconds, you're like, well, damn, you can't do it anymore. Cool. I mean, absolutely awesome for Navi. 4-3, 8th round is coming up. They've exploded the complexity economy once again, and that's a bit of an issue for the CT side here. Boomich active with the MAC-10. They took, what, a lot of nade damage out there? Must have been.
Yes, yeah. Early HE tags him down low. Does make these deagles a lot more effective, but so much space once again for Navi. This was one of their faster plays, and wow, Boomich is just dancing here with Poison. I'm surprised there's no assistance just yet. There we go. Molly flushes Poison out of the angle, and Boomich has so much control, and the entire map is just an option now for Navi. They have so much space, and Complexity have yet to take too much back.
They're waiting for it. I mean, they've taken some damage on some of these players. Even the nades there will make the deagles more effective. So maybe don't blame Navi for trying to slow this down. Boomich should probably be the lead man into a bomb site, even with the 40 health here. Just the MAC-10 alone. And he is kind of made a name for himself. That's his brand. The jumping MAC-10 or MP9 or whatever it may be. He's actually just so good at it.
That smoke timing, though, it forces Navi away from that position. Perfecto still will hang out here, but Electronic wants to find another win condition, or Simple can just find something towards the upper site too.
Oh, JKS. Oh! That's a very nice flick. But I think they've got it under control. Again, time running a bit low, 10 seconds. But they are on the site. They're going to get another bomb plant here. And Blameth and Cold Zero, I think, getting some more kills. If they're real lucky, they could try and steal a rifle somewhere. But I don't think it's going to get much better than that. Yeah, Mac 10 is the only thing on the ground. It's not that good at the moment. So 5-3 is going to be definitely the scoreline here. It's such a good recovery for Navi early on, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's off the back of that eco round, the round with Tech9s where they just rush A. But then once Navi get a little head of steam, it's so hard to stop them in terms of these outside plays. They are taking so much away from Complexity, and it's been a variety of looks too. They've sent Electronic out, they've sent 3 players out. This time around, Boomich just flies into heaven, essentially. He's already with 20 seconds deep into the round, and he's already flanking heaven. That's just insane. And Simple, that's a huge kill that could have spelled disaster for them, because there were many low players on Navi in the previous.
Well, double AUG and an AWP. Those AUGs, I think, are really generally quite valuable on all maps. But I mean, here it gives some freedom for the AUG to rotate outside. You can have one of the AUGs in ramp, or just, you know, the yard coverage. The scopes definitely help out. 5 in a row for Navi. Complexity. It was looking so good at the beginning. They need to find a way to return to that. Blameth has taken a fair bit of damage already. Oh, and in the vent, he's just ready for it. He almost had the right idea. I don't know if he saw the gun barrel there. Back with the knife, but Boomich is awkwardly in the smoke. Perfected with a kill, and oh no! I don't think he could even see what he was shooting at there. The trades trying to bring it back, and they need a lot more of it here. 2 on 3. Poison and Cold Zero. That was a very, very fast attack coming into the bomb site, and inside of that smoke, I don't know if anyone could even really see what was happening.
No, but it looks like Complexity are interested in trying to find something. Okay, that's it. That's actually it. Despite Cold Zero going up the ladder, as soon as he does, he jumps back down. And yeah, it's just such a nice twist on what would normally be a simple A exec. The way that Boomich gets out, he causes some confusion. He runs into Mini, out of Mini, fights the guy at the opposite vent, and all while this is happening, there is an exec in the A site, by the way, and that's just one of the toughest things to deal with when you're a CT side defender, a complete wildcard player that is paving the way for everybody else to enact what otherwise would be a pretty standard play. Yeah,
what a hard defense that was. I wonder what would have happened if Boomich doesn't get that sort of backpedaling, blind, smoked AK spray and hit someone. Maybe that would have been enough of a difference for Complexity to put up a real defense, but sometimes that's just the way the dice roll, I guess. 6-3, 10th round. And again, the money is looking so grim for the CT side. I mean, Navi are putting together one hell of a first half here on the T side. It's actually really impressive. And it's not just about the random shot from Boomich. That's not what's making the difference here. They're actually playing so well.
Yes, yeah. Some excellent calls and great use of pacing too. The tempo has shifted in so many of these rounds, some fast, some kind of more standard, and then and we even had the typical Navi 1 second plant. So yeah, that is always a pleasure. But in this round, Poison already gets involved by taking down Electronic. He's going to need to do a little bit more, though, because the rest of his teammates aren't working with too much. But Blameth's position, it might catch Boomich off guard. Oh, but he doesn't hit the shot. Boomich, nice flick to take down Blame. Finding that leaves Complexity with a huge gap in terms of information.
So well done, Boomich. The fact that he throws the Molotov reveals that he wasn't really looking for it. So he's able to turn it around, and that's impressive. Simple, take down Poison, who had the only weapon that they had to work with. They picked up an AUG as well. Cold. They do a bit of damage here, but they're just flying down. They don't have any respect for him at all. Perfecto. He's been playing a very, very good group stage so far, in my opinion. It's outrageous what he's hitting at the moment. And it's not like they even needed the firepower, Navi. That's what's so crazy. Even if they just had Perfecto as a role player and a sort of, well, support, I hesitate to say, but they don't actually need him to hit all these shots. because they still have Bit and Electronic and Simple.
Yes.
But if Perfecto is doing that on top, how do you even stop Navi?
There's so many things to be happy about with Navi.
Yes.
Oh wow! Again. Oh wait, the time. It's so low. They just got it. Yeah. Okay. Wow. That was.
What are they doing?
Okay. That was way too close for comfort. But they had it. They were in control.
Why? Are they in control though? Are they actually?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say yes now.
I'm gonna revise. I'm gonna revise this. I brought up this theory before, but I'm gonna bring it back up again. I have to assume that the way that Navi play this, just having no time at all left for anything, it's just an elaborate setup for a future watch sponsor that they're gonna, come up with. It's like a huge ploy. But like, finally, we can keep track of time, and so can you if you buy this. Like, it's got to be something like that.
There's a long con here.
A very, very long.
Yes.
Because I just can't understand it. Electronic has gone down. Bit is on 12 health. And finally, after losing 7 rounds in a row, it feels like this could be a complexity round. It could be.
Yeah, that opening pick once again for Poison. He's had Electronic's number in a couple of these rounds. And Bit, on top of that, tagged down to 12. Oh, this is it. This is a huge fight, and Simple gets the entry onto Blame F. But Navi don't want to commit. No one else was in position to crunch onto that A site, so it's just a hit and run coming out from Simple. That is just so frustrating if you're Complexity. You feel so in control of the round, and then suddenly Navi just takes something away from you in the blink of an eye.
45 seconds. They're all out by the red container in a huge group. They're looking everywhere. I mean, fair play. If anyone wanted to sneak up on them right now, they would definitely be spotted. Now they're going to make their way past Poison down below, ready to receive them. 30 seconds on the clock. An eternity in Navi world. Ready for it. Nice pick off there. He goes back for more. Poison. That should put an end to the round. He can't quite get that jump shot. He's going to try for the flick. Perfecto will pick it up. 15 seconds. Bit is all the way outside, so Perfecto will probably have to do this on his own. He has to kind of run in, put the bomb down before anyone else even shows up. And that's already maybe too late. The Molotov lands behind him, and he goes for the bomb plant. He's going to be found inside, and that will finally be the end of it here. Complexity took a long time, but they are back with a 4th round.
This is a big hold from Poison, but even starts the round better. Nice job from him. They need him to come alive. It's what we were talking about earlier. Does he give up the yard, given that Simple seemed to have his number, or does he keep on fighting? He does fight, and he wins. Complexity find their 4th off the back of that. Unfortunately, he doesn't have an op in this round. They weren't able to take that moving forward, so it's going to be a different win condition for Complexity in this one.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Given the way that he was hitting some of those really fast flicks. You'd want to see him back with it once again. But Navi, less outside this time. They set up the wall, but only with the 2 smokes there. And I don't know if anyone from Complexity really know. Cold is down below, so he's going to at least be able to call out and say, well, no one's made it this far. And they're waiting for a response, it looks like. They were expecting someone to push out of the ramp or even into the hut and lobby here. Not something that Complexity have done a lot, so Navi are just kind of wasting their own time a bit now.
Throw an additional deep smoke for the locker room, but nobody is in position to use that. So once again, Navi, they've used all 5 of their smokes, and they haven't really changed their position, but they will set up for an A execute, and Boomich is going to be the pincer here as he comes from Mini. This is all up to the defense of Complexity.
Yeah, that first Molotov doesn't really do much, and some good defensive kills. S-Tag coming through with a triple before he's finally down. That's all they needed. That one Molotov that they throw that lands behind the silos is obviously way more effective if someone from the CT side is actually there to begin with. It could be annoying that they can't fall back into that location, but they're just ignoring it. And I'm not seeing any flashes go off in his eyes either. He's just free to take all these kills. That's a bit uncharacteristic.
Yeah, this is one of those. That was one of those rounds in theory that Navi was supposed to be pushing and pulling the defense by taking away all the info with the smokes, but Complexity held their ground. They had just enough info with Cold at lower that they knew that they didn't need to change anything up. They were very sure of themselves in that it would be a late round A hit. This time, Navi, they switch up the pace. They're going for a faster A play, and it may catch Complexity off guard, but JKS and S-Tag hold their ground. An excellent job on the defense. They will not be tricked by the Navi timings.
Oh, we're going to look at that kill on it, trying to get the end. Yeah, you're right. A huge change of pace, and especially after having played so many slow rounds, it could have been that Complexity would have got used to, you know, all of the action being pushed into the last 20 seconds of the round, but they were ready for it, and that's kind of good news. 6 to 7, 14th round is here, and they don't really have the money here, Navi. That's interesting.
No, but one person to highlight again is S-Tag is having a great series for Complexity at the moment. He's already got 14 kills again, and after that ancient CT side, you gotta believe that this man is fired up. And he's a guy that, you know, he's had a tumultuous last year and a half. So it's great to see that he is performing here.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that he's been weirdly homeless and sort of standing, because he just is a very talented player for sure. And something else that just always confused me, I think I mean, maybe people don't actually pick up players for this reason, but I think from like a media point of view, he does really well in interviews and everything else. He's a fun player to talk to on that front. So that's just a bonus. If you're an organization that's interested in that kind of thing, I'd say that for that reason alone, it's worth looking at.
He's got great PR skills.
Yeah. Tech-9s, 4 of them. P250, some nades. Navi could do some damage in this round. JKS, a little bit of Molotov. Blamef, I don't know if he realizes, but Electronic is kind of on the other side of the container inside of the smoke. Well, now he definitely does. Called out.
Oh, what a shot from S-Tag there. That was a nice adjustment. Just pistols for Navi in this round, though. Although Simple has retrieved an AK, and he has some time to work with. He has a lot of space and time. And this is the man you would want to see in a situation such as this.
Yeah, don't give him the opportunity. Gotta find a way to play so that you can revenge any kills that are happening. If you just give him a series of 1v1 duels, he can definitely do it. 50 seconds. And, I mean, he can't wait all day either. Eventually, he's gonna have to try and make a play for it. Nice shot from Cold. I feel like Cold Zero's had kind of a boring map so far in ramp. It's been a bit weird for him.
There haven't been too many plays at him. If there have been, it's usually because everything else is already collapsing for Complexity. Some of the few times that he's challenged the round is more or less over, and it wasn't really anything he could do about it. But 7-7, Complexity have tied this up, despite the fact that Navi put together 7 rounds in a row. It is Complexity now who have a chance to have the lead at the end of the first half.
Actually, that would be a very cool comeback if they could get it done. They're pushing outside right into Electronic, but it's a double push and they don't see it coming. Poison set up that and S-Tag with a double kill. They just weren't ready. Simple's going to take down one, but he doesn't expect that there will be a second player in Cold Zero. And maybe he should have known, because that's been the yard player. Bit is now walking up out of the vent. S-Tag is here, and he's going to get one kill. He actually tried to switch and pre-fire that one. He knew that was coming. And after all of that madness, it's a one-on-one. Cold versus Bit. All right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of time here. If you're Cold, how do you even know where to go?
There's so few cues you can work with here. And Bit's not giving him anything to work with. He's just sitting still. Both of these players more or less holding their positions. Bit's finally making his way onto the site. And he looks like he will be going down lower. And Cold is in a great position to catch this. The fact that he still is on ramp means that he can get to this very quickly. That door is about to open, and Cold could be right there to meet him.
Yeah, he's going to trap him. He doesn't have a grenade at least, but yeah, he's trapped him back here. Tagged all the way down to 5 health. Bit, this is going to have to be a pure headshot, and really, really quickly. Cold out there and no cover at all, and he's actually being toyed. Oh, there's the headshot. Just to remind everyone, that was wild.
That was such great composure.
Yeah.
Bit there, playing behind the silo. That's a position where people just want to get out as fast as they can, not let the person push up on them. But Bit, he has experience seemingly beyond his years.
Yeah, it's so... I mean, he is really playing like someone that's been playing for 10 years, and it's a joy to watch. Complexity exploding onto the A-bomb side. They're going to be quick about it. Perfecto. Nice coverage. He doesn't even reload. 2 bullets left. And he kills Cold Zero with him. And this has been stopped already. Complexity just don't know it yet. Blamef 1 versus 5. Perfecto is playing so much better than even 6 months ago or 12 months ago. He is absolutely improved as a player. And it's very, very cool to watch. Blamef, he's the last to go down. Simple will drop him, but I've got to say, the composure with the CC to save the couple of bullets is so cool.
Perfecto's anchor holds have been stellar. There's not a lot more you can ask from this young guy in terms of what he is delivering when he is just pushed onto a bomb site and he has to hold his nerve.
Yes.
Consistently outputs, and it's something that Navi have been relying on frequently, and yet you have so many other weapons beyond that.
Well, 9-7. No bomb plant. A force up in this round, which is kind of a bit interesting, I suppose. They could have waited, try to go for AKs in the upcoming round, but they want to try and see if they can put some pressure onto the Navi side. And there's 3 from us and 1 MP9. So there's actually a fair bit of firepower behind this. Bit good coverage. Even though he's flashed, he's still making it work, and the August behind him. He's actually going to get that 3rd kill with the USP, and I mean, he's such a god, isn't he?
It just feels like there's no weak link for Navi right now.
I know.
It was just pistols, but the fact that he's able to find 3 there is stellar as well. The young guns from Navi are way more reliable than anyone would have expected with the time that they've had on the roster. You expect that there would be more growing pains, but that's when you have to discredit Blade, even Boomich to an extent in terms of his leading, and just their own ability to improve upon every loss, every defeat, to analyze their own mistakes. It's really something special they've got going.
And they look like the version of Navi that feels like should have been possible for years, but just hasn't been there. It's fallen apart many, many times. But this is looking so good at the moment. You want to see it continue. I would have said even just the duo of Simple and Electronic should make them, you know, a top 3 team in the world almost. Like, they're just that good. Seems unfair if Bit and Perfecto are also going to be playing to such a high level. At some point, I'm not sure what the answer is. It'll be very, very hard to bring them down. And I guess in a roundabout way, that is actually also credit to Complexity, because they brought them to a 3rd map. They are competitive on Nuke, so they're also playing a very good game right now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just does seem that when you have 5 players that are performing quite well, it's always about sustainability, and that's not yet necessarily down to strategy or anything. It's just, can all these individuals hold this form for length? Because we've seen what has happened to a few other rosters that have seemingly had great top-to-bottom rosters, in Heroic recently, Gambit, even Liquid when they went through their Grand Slam run. It just there's always one person that, or a couple pieces that just seem like they can't keep the mojo going. And Navi, I mean, they're looking to continue this into the major. That is right now the ultimate goal, given that they've already completed the Grand Slam.
Yeah, they need that. That is for sure.
Ooh. That's satisfying.
It is. I mean, even the second. I think he had some good shots in general that round. They are back with the AKs, able to buy up. They have some nades, not as many as you would like, but they could probably make this work here. Score is 11-7, favoring Navi right now. And they're sneaking past. They're just going to be walking the entire lineup. JKS is going to be left behind in case someone's flanking them. But they all get down secret.
Right now, there is Bit down here. It's going for the jump spot. He'll catch him out. But there we go. He's got the molly in hand. Oh, and he even takes S-Attack too. That's just excellent work from Bit already. And Poison does find the trade. Simple's at the top of the ramp. There's an opportunity for him, but he backs up off of the angle. He doesn't want to commit into this fight just yet.
Wow.
The mollies are there. Complexity have secured the site, and they will be planting this. They still have JKS towards upper. When will he activate?
Yeah, he's really just trying to time it. I mean, until his team is in trouble down here, if he goes too fast, it gives a chance maybe for Navi to get something done. That's a nice kill for Simple. It's not quite far away from anything that even feels like a retake, and they're being very slow about it. I'm not sure if they're actually trying Or if, well, now they are moving a little bit quicker. I was going to say otherwise, they could just try and make it very expensive. That's another way to go about it if you want to lock them into the bomb site. Perfecto goes for the kill on Blamef, and just like that, it's just JKS and Cold Zero left. One is going to be going down, and JKS, the bomb is behind. He can't stop it. The Molotov will not help him. In this case, it's inside of the smoke, and it's going to be a defuse full on. Electronic comes out for the kill on JKS. That is so unfortunate. That bomb plant position ends up working against them.
It didn't even look like Navi were interested in going for this, but once Simple gets this kill, you see all the players from upper starting to make their way down lower, and then they just flew. They started flying at Complexity, and this is a bit unfortunate that the bomb is planted behind there. At the time, Complexity didn't have control of ramp. They couldn't have planted at the front of the silo, and at that point, JKS's fate is sealed. The round's fate is sealed.
Yes.
There is another opportunity, and Complexity, they're trying to seize it with a fast A play. Good opening flash to set up Cold, and that's a double entry onto the bomb site. Navi have lost all of this space, and this might just have to be a round that Navi give up.
Yeah, very, very risky if they try and go for it. They have some money in the bank, but probably not worth it. And that's a very, very nice call. Obviously worked out well. There was a moment it looked like Perfecto almost transferred it, and he was actually spraying at the hut to try and maybe just get a second kill there. But this time, I don't think a single kill from Simple will make the big difference. So they're set up to try and save the guns. Means it's going to be 8 to 12. Complexity will pick up another round.
That's a great bounce back.
Yes.
That was very needed. The fact that that last one came down to the wire, didn't go their way. Simple is going to be able to collect one.
That's a good job.
And that's actually important. The money is not good for Complexity at all. They put everything into this last round. But either way, a nice exec, and that's that headshot right there from Cold opens everything up. But all in all, an excellent exec from Complexity. It's a way to just drop the nerves in those kind of moments and say, we know what we're doing on this round. There's no guesswork needed. Let's just run this strat that we know and love.
Actually picking up a scout on Poison. That's pretty interesting. It's not that big of a gap. I mean, if Navi's money is busted up in one of these next few rounds, they can bring it right back here, Complexity. I'd be very interested to see how that plays out. I'm just in the back of my mind making a note of the fact that they walked down secret that round. There are some teams that almost exclusively seem to want to do that. So and other teams just seem to want to actually push heaven or hell. And you know, we saw Boomich do that on the Navi side, right? A couple of times. So effective when you get over there. So curious to see how Complexity will end up playing it. They certainly have the need to go for a bunch of things here. Blamef just holding the yard for the minute. Electronic, though, he's on a mission. Pushed up very, very far in here. Blamef. Yeah, Shadow going to be showing on the ground, and Electronic will get the kill, and there's no one there to refrag that one.
So it's up to Bit now. They're out already towards ramp. They've passed his smoke. They've slipped it, and he knows that. Backs off of the angle. Oh, it's a little bit close, but there's already a defense set up here. Simple's holding the left side for him. So all Bit needs to do is watch that right. And it looks like Complexity will not be committing. They're not favoring their chances. Maybe things took a little bit too long, but that means they're wrapping into hell at this point. They made their way up heaven, and Perfecto, he's right there ready to meet him.
Yeah, oh, they just come exploding out. They're down on the low ground. Simple's got one kill on JKS already. This is a nice attempt, I think, for Complexity. The idea is good to try and change it because they saw the threat of that B bomb site, but it's not going to make a difference here. As Tag on his own, 1 versus 4. He's got the bomb down, and even that in itself is kind of impressive. AI says about 3% chance. That is not a lot for the prediction here, but maybe he could upset it. He's going to get one of those kills, and the instant refrag is there from Bit. It will be a 13th round for Navi. I think it's a pretty good read for Complexity, realizing that B bomb site would have been a lost cause. They couldn't get the entries they needed to go for the A bomb site here.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a shame that there was no one else that could succeed there. We saw Cold was trying to make his way back towards lobby. If he wins that fight, anything is possible. A lot of the setups that Navi are working with at that point would fall apart.
True.
They'd be pinched, but because Navi were able to secure that position, it became a somewhat toothless approach in that it was all from the same direction. So, Complexity, this is potentially their last full gun round. If they lose this one, they'll be against a 14-8, and I mean, they could save at that point, but you might just want to go for the 4. So this is one of the best looks they're going to get in terms of taking Navi the distance.
It's still so doable, isn't it? I mean, the 5-round gap, Navi are looking very crisp right now, but yeah, you're right. The economy is there. They can make this work here, Complexity. Boomich has taken a bit of damage. And maybe that's a place to start. Simple, though. Very aggressive. He saw where the nade came from, so he's well aware how the nade comes out. So just being called on that kind of aggression, and he's gonna take the hint and back on out. It's like, all right, not playing that game, I guess.
Yeah, he knows he wasted a lot of the time from Complexity, and the fact that it was that singular nade also helps Navi triangulate the position of the likely Complexity attack. And Electronic, there was a point there where he was out in the open, but Simple, he quells outside presence, and Boomich in the vent is taken down, but Electronic is still here at the opposite vent. Blame F is able to find him, but Simple, he's behind the silo, and Perfecto is in tow. Together, they are looking to lock this site down, but S-Attack is all over them, and Complexity have found a way to make this a 2-on-1.
I think Simple shot his teammate in the back, and then they both ended up running away, sort of flanking the left-hand way around the silo, and that was very confusing. Otherwise, I'm actually impressed because Simple was everywhere on that map. He was just so quick to get up heaven and get back into the A-bomb site. Bit is on his own, and he's just going to be slowly walking out of here with that AK in hand. What a comeback into the round for Complexity. It looked to me like Navi actually had that more or less locked down. Yeah, so he's going to get this kill, and then the next moment, he's just back inside Simple. Here he is, picking up that kill on JKS. I thought that was it. That's where they win it, but this lineup here is so good for S-Attack. Again, he's been playing one hell of a game. He's 22-14. He's 1 kill behind Simple.
Yeah, and then you look at the rest of the Complexity players, and they're all pretty tightly grouped, but they are a ways away from where S-Attack is leading them in terms of kill count. But that is a much-needed round from Complexity. Now this game, it really gets interesting because that felt like you had to win it for any chance of a comeback here. Because look at Navi now. They're working with the FAMAS. They still have some decent util, but it's a bit sparse.
That Molotov right in front, was that expecting a rush or was it meant for a nade? Because it didn't really block any kind of a nade out there. Confusing. No one is... Well, now finally Boomich is going to be down below for Navi. I was going to say, well, he actually went back up the vent. So they have a chance maybe to get something done out here. There's a walking down secret. Blame F is going to be sticking around in the garage. He probably should not be the main point of entry. Has to just wait it out. Electronic is right on the other side of the wall. Oh, flashed in. What a great play.
That's going to force the hand of Complexity. They have no contingency plan now. They have no way out. There could be a player right on top of them, and that's something they're going to have to worry about for the rest of the round, especially when Boomich gets 2 like that. Navi in control. Coldzera making a mad dash towards the bomb site, but the Navi players are already here. Bit takes down Cold, leaving JKS in a 1-on-3. He will get the bomb down, but there are a lot of players he has to deal with.
JKS trying to fight this one entirely on his own. The door is open. He actually nearly got the kill. That's fair play. He could have probably done that, but down to 19 instead. It's 14 rounds for Navi, and they are just a couple of steps away. With the bomb plant, they should have a chance to pick something up here, Complexity, even if it's not going to be perfect. But this is such a good setup.
That reaction right there. They know they lost that space. They know Complexity's tendencies to leave a player in a similar position. And that's an overperformance from Boomich right there, too. To swing out with the FAMAS and get 2, at that point, it's a huge, huge uphill battle for Cole. It looks like we got the timeout coming out from Complexity. The money is a little odd for them. It's not pretty, but looks like they're buying. We saw a couple AKs right there.
What's a play here? If you had to call a strategy right now, What would you do if you were on the complexity side?
That's tough. That's tough. I usually have an answer in these kinds of positions, but without great utility, it's hard to come up with them. And so Peacemaker, it looks like his point of emphasis, or the things that have been working, have actually been some of the more standard-ish A plays. Like that's never really led complexity astray.
True.
So Navi may expect that. Navi may think that they should play a triple A setup, and that's when the outside is a little bit weaker and the ramp is a little bit weaker.
I really love it when people go fast on mini and sort of jump down from mini into and just go straight for the A bombs. I think it's such a cool way of opening it, but it is obviously high risk, but it just looks so cool when it happens. They are going to be a little bit slower than that potentially. Some smokes out here. They are up at the silo. They could go. Ooh, that's a big gap, isn't it? Simple. Yeah, he's a little bit further back, but if you try and make that jump, you're probably not going to live. Oh no!
Oh.
How is that?
Oh.
It almost looked like he was not going to spot that.
Right. Yeah, that's a big win right there. He sees the gun.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute. That's tough. What a cool position to get into if you're JKS.
Yes.
That's actually a lot of the round could have been built pivoting around that position if they could have stayed alive. Not the case though.
It looks like it'll be the door explode. They're going to test Boomich here.
Yeah, they actually just walk in. They're just getting around the corner. He must have seen them. Flashes out, and he tries to go for the swing again. So much damage with the FAMAS. Doesn't try to reload it. Instead, the pistol for the headshot. It's a triple kill, and he is still alive back here. Nearly getting wall banged. He's just so hard to find. And Flameth giving it all to catch him. Finally does, but that might have been the round too. 35 seconds. That is the longest chase I think I've ever seen. Just running after him, shooting bullets.
Oh my, Boomich is the most elusive player at times. Not even with his signature weapon of the MP9. That's when he's usually running away at his absolute fast. Blamev has to give up the round. The bomb is on the A site. There's no way that he's going to be retrieving that with 9 HP. Oh my god, that was a Looney Tunes chase. That was some Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote type antics going on there.
I can't believe that he just couldn't find him. He was wall banging him, trying to get him on the ladder. It was just everywhere. But this is, I mean, back-to-back FAMAS rounds for Boomich, playing out of control. And by the way, that series point for Navi, they're on 15 here. Why is he not dead? Why is he just not dying?
Oh my gosh. That is peak Boomich though. To just be that frustrating to play against. Oh man. That really hurts if you're complexity. That actually morally is just tough to deal with. That's a rough one. And yeah, 6 map points now, match points for Navi. And we see that the buy of complexity is not great. They are hamstrung here. It's not pretty.
You need a strong entry kill to even begin to get into this round. Something to open it up, because I mean, Navi have shown time and again that they're just so proficient at playing this map. Whether it's the T side or the CT side, they look so at home. You said it earlier, the best nuke team in the world right now. And you're starting to get a real feel for why that is.
The variety in setups, the fact that they can capture any play thrown at them, and the fact that their own T-side playbook is as deep as it is. They have a lot of options, and there's some players. I mean, it's a team effort for Navi. This isn't a complete reliance on Simple just carrying them. There's so many players that can be win conditions in rounds for Navi, and they've all stepped up in this game. I've seen everybody look good at some points in time.
Perfecto could actually be in trouble here. This Molotov is designed for him. He doesn't have a smoke to put it out, so if they throw the Molotov and there's a good flash to follow it, maybe it could work. There's the one nade on top of the hut in the corner as well. They push it before it even happens. They stop them as they get through the squeak door. Perfecto. He's now out of the Molotov. He does back off just a bit, and now it's awkward. He's flashed, he's taken low, and Cold will find with the Mac 10. Bit is there with the spray. He tries to make the turn, but he needed at least double the sensitivity to make that work. Electronic now sneaking up behind. They're nearly lining up a double kill, and now 8 seconds. Simple. Don't you dare. He's thinking about the wall bang.
All the time.
No, they can't actually win. Oh, no! They don't have the bomb. That's a disaster. Simple laughing below. It's 16-9, and Navi, they finish ahead of Complexity on a third map. Absolutely wild.
That looked so good for Complexity.